Hi. Yeah, sure has been a while. I think over a month has passed by. But I thought I should get back to this and start putting in the time. Um, I got a little busy, a lot of studying, a lot of transitioning from styles, especially from this cartoony place to go back to this somewhat more realistic, graphic, stylized look. Um, I was having a talk with one of my buddies about, um, sorry, moderation helps. That's new. I don't know what that is. Have some little disclaimer popping up over here in the chat. Okay. Um, yeah, me and my buddy were talking about Spider Verse, and that just led to a whole other place of thinking, some place I haven't been in. God, it's been maybe 6 years, 6 7 years. So I decided to crawl back into that place and start trying to relearn it and see if what I have learned now can be integrated into what I knew then, and to see where, you know, where's that middle place. So I've realized that everything goes hand in hand, from the more stylized realism to cartoons, and how to pull those together and what they can do. So there, I mean, for people to favor one being better better than the other, it's all just perspective and taste. You know, that's all it is. So we're just gonna sketch. I have a painting that I did. This was weeks ago, um, about a month ago, when I started going back into this place. I did this little painting, kind of in with Spider Verse in mind. Sorry, it's been a month. I'm trying to find my share button. Okay, here we go. Share window. Do, 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 do. Cool. Okay. So I designed him. Yeah, it's God, about a month ago. Just as just experimenting on, maybe there was this particular character in the background, just strolling around. That was it. That was literally it. Instead of taking clothes from New York, I started looking at different fashion from LA. And I did a lineup of a bunch of these characters, but I'm only pulling up one because I'm just gonna do some head drawings. And that's it. But this is kind of where that basis is. So I'll probably shut up for the next little while and just draw. Just sketching. That's all we're doing. All right. Bum, 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 bum. Hello, whoever is here. We're just doodling. We started from this guy up on top, some painting I did, and we're just doing head drawings. That's it. Yo, what's up? Yeah, let's expand on this one. Maybe use a bigger jaw, smaller forehead. This way. There. He needs small ears. Go a big ass neck. Just giving them all the same hairstyle right now. I am not. Um, I've been drawing really loose today. I am been tying down some storyboards. And whew, it's a lot. It's a lot of work. I've been drawing really rough though. Clear, but rough. So I'm just kind of in that mood. Just don't really care. Oh, thank you. No, I appreciate you coming by. Is it Abdullah? I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. You got an image there. I swear I recognize your name. Where the hell's my mouse? There it is. That is the smallest image. I tried to open your icon in or your profile logo in another tab, and it's it's like this small. I swear I recognize your name. Ugh, I cracked myself up. All right, I think we could junk this guy. We were just using that dude as a starting point. We don't need him. That dirty hippie. Oh shit. I just noticed as I straighten his head, this is like really crooked. I mean, it doesn't need to be straight, but Circle still. Talking about this cartoony place earlier, that it's like you could still integrate a lot of these things from cartoons into this more stylized place, but who knows? Maybe I'm just talking out of my ass right now. This guy wanted to have these really heavy bags. Let's see. Hmm. Why the guys aren't happy. Let's stay within this tone. Hmm. Let's give him an eyelid. Wait, not happy. Hmm. Almost got the eye. Could get the arm and whatever. Wait, the rest of the guys have mustaches or beards or whatever. This guy can't get off the hook. He gets a beard too. Let me fix this shape in there. There you go. Cool. Let's see. Hmm. I don't think I've drawn expressions yet. I think I usually keep those drawings to myself. Why? I have no idea. Let's get this dude some hair. Yeah, daddy. Cool. I don't really know where we're going. We're literally just sketching. That's all we're doing. So, hmm. Hmm. Let me shrink his head a little. There you go. Let's see. That'll be his chest. I think I can make this shape stronger. La, 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 la. There you go. Where are we at? We're about half an hour in. All right, I think I'll probably just draw another half an hour, then jump off. There's still something about this dude. Let's see. Do, 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 do. If I drop his eyes, give him a smaller nose. Who's dropping those hearts? Stopped. Let's bring his mouth low. Whoops. There you go. There it is again. game. I feel like barely warming up, and I've been drawing all day. All right, let's see. This dude looks funny. I think it's his body. I can feel it. I don't know if this is a bit off topic, but what is your approach when starting off a character design project for your portfolio? Like, what is your thinking process? Oh, that's a good question. Um, well, okay. Before, back when I was trying to break in, I was trying to get in as an animator. So I had a lot of sketchbook drawings, a lot of animal drawings too, and very few um, character designs actually. Yeah, there was also life drawing in there, but I know it all just depended on my reel. And over time, I started paying attention to what was being asked for. And then when I moved over into character design, I had to learn the same thing on what was required. And when I was at Warner Brothers, I actually had to, I remember I had to look through almost 500 portfolios to find, I was looking for two designers to bring on the project. I ended up hiring one. And I remember what I was looking for because of what I learned beforehand on what was being looked for in character design portfolios. And it's pretty much, they just want to see that you can do the job. They want you to hit the ground running. And so there's nothing in particular that I would just start out on. Like for instance, like these drawings, these are just drawings. If I wanted to start to establish this, you need pose sheets just so they have an idea that you can do well. I got a question for you actually. Are you talking feature portfolio or TV? Because they both have some similarities on what would be seen, but what people are looking for is it's very different. And also depending on your experience. Um hol- while you write that one back, I'm gonna finish this guy because he's bothering the shit out of me. Okay, there. Okay. Oh shit, let me save this too before it deletes. That would suck. um Abdullah, did you are you talking feature or TV portfolio? Well, here I'll just start explaining. But for TV, you would want post sheets, turns especially. You can have mouth charts; those work. Mouth charts and hand charts work. Some projects also want rotations of head. Yeah, I try to provide a portfolio for TV in the future. Okay, so some of them will also want head rotations. I've seen it being required for one project, and I had to do it actually on another project. I have my portfolio. Hold on, I can show you that page. What I'm talking about. Oh shit! I can't show everything in here since this is recorded, and I'll get in trouble because I got stuff that's NDA. But I can show you that page. Yeah. Okay. So I did a head rotation on little Ellen. They brought me on literally just to do this. But you can do that. I mean, you got hand poses, mouth charts are great too, because a lot of it is just the production side of things. If you're looking to design characters from scratch, that's great to have in your portfolio, especially for TV, but you're not necessarily going to be in the position to ever do that from the beginning unless you're the lead. Unless you got a cool lead who's dishing out assignments like that where you're doing conceptual art. But for the most part, you're going to just be the workhorse. You're going to be one of the cogs in the machine. You're going to be doing turns, special poses, a lot of special poses, and then you'll go through um, mouth charts, sometimes feet, not feet, hands, excuse me. Um, very rarely hands, but mostly mouth charts. Is that about it? They might want an expression sheet or a post sheet. The post sheet's just to have a visualization, so that way they know that you can do poses, special poses in particular, because that's the majority of the job. In let's say a 2 week basis, that's usually the turnaround for assignments. You might get, let's just say 18 assignments, 18, 20 assignments, and you might have two turns for those 2 weeks. And then the rest might be special poses. And you might have, if you're lucky, you might have one assignment in those 2 weeks that is to do some conceptual art. You don't need to do full turns though for these. That's a thing. That's the one of the biggest things that people don't really talk about. So if you're working on lead characters, there it's usually required a 5 point turn or an 8 point, depending on if there's something asymmetrical on them, hairstyle, clothing, something like that. Then they want an 8 point, but 5 points good. If you're ever doing incidentals, you're usually just doing the 3/4 front and 3/4 back. It's rare, but sometimes they'll ask for the profile. That's it. So if you have turns in your portfolio for TV, great. The rest would be post sheets. Do some conceptual art and then just do fucking post sheets, dude. And then for feature, so here's the thing. With feature, it's different. Um, yeah, no, I would love to see it. Um, so for feature, conceptual art is one of the biggest things. They want to see your thinking. That's like the biggest thing. You got some of the best people who can take your designs, especially 3D modelers, since everything's 3D, at least the majority of it. They could take your design and figure out how to turn it. The most I've seen, and this is no joke, the most I've seen with people doing turns in feature is literally just the front, 3/4, and profile. It sounds bizarre. I still haven't seen anybody do the back 3/4 or a back view yet. I don't know why, but most of the time it's just figured out. It goes the modeling, and then you work with the modeler, and then you kind of, chop it back and forth until you figure out something that you both like. But conceptual art is huge. If you don't have the reputation in the industry in feature, they might ask for your production work, because it's one thing if you're in the beginning of a project, you'll end up doing a lot of the conceptual art, the blue sky work. As you move on into the production, that's when they're going to ask for the turn so they can start getting modeling going. They're going to ask for mouth charts, the same thing. They might ask for some post sheets as well, and some expression pages as well, just so that way they can take the poses, they understand kind of how it works for rigging, and then they use the expressions to hand off to the animators as well, so that way they can kind of get an idea on how things work. Ah, hey, what's up, dude? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. It's been a minute since I've been on here, but I thought I'd jump on. Um, so I mean, I have like one of my buddies who's been working for about like 30 years in the industry. The majority feature, he only has conceptual art in his portfolio, and it's very rare if someone asks if he has done production work, but he has a specific portfolio set aside just in case if someone does ask, "Have you ever done the production side of things?" But he knows too many damn people in the industry. So, I mean, in mine, I have a mixture of kind of everything. I have a couple turns, but then a couple of the production things, but mostly it's just ideas and different styles. That's one thing. Um, I've learned the thing that has helped me in the long run with feature and TV is to be a chameleon. Try different styles, work in different styles. That's like one of the biggest things. It's a pain in the ass, but it definitely helps. Um, because I know a lot of people who just they want to aim for one thing and that's it. And by all means, do it. I mean, it works out for some people. I mean, I myself, I like to I don't like to get comfortable. Um, I constantly want to challenge myself to learn something new. And I've noticed by learning different styles or working on projects with different styles, it forces you into just a new way of thinking. So, I mean, if you even look at my old videos of what I was doing, a month ago, I mean, it was a lot more cartoony than, even what I'm drawing right now. Um, I mean, there's still some of the same things that are brought in that are connecting, but it's just a different way of, thinking. It's fun. I would suggest that. But Abdullah, if you want to share it, your portfolio, please do. If you could drop it in the chat, that would be great. Um, yeah, if you can, I'll be happy to look. All right, back to where I was. Oh yeah, but when I was at Warner's, I forgot to mention that one of the things I was looking for was, do they have something reminiscent of the style that we were working in, and could they just do the job? We needed someone to literally hit the ground and just start sprinting. We were way back, so we had no choice. We had to get things moving, and we were very fortunate with who we brought on, which was actually someone I mentored on through Instagram. I swear there was no favoring. There wasn't. My boss loved what he did. We tested him, and he did he did fantastic. Yeah, we were really lucky. I don't know why that chin just feels too damn big for him. There you go. Ooh, let's just give him a really low like that. There you go. Is that too pushed? I think it is. If you have any notes, I would really appreciate it. Still a bunch of production work missing, but I'm working on it. Nice. Yeah. No, how could you send it? Could you drop your portfolio in the chat? Hmm, let's get these bug eyes super far apart. Ah, crap, I got the hiccups. Let's see. I swear my Apple Watch is not too smart sometimes. When I'm standing, because I have a standing desk, it still thinks that it thinks I'm sitting. I sent it. Really? Okay, let me see. Um, and then when I'm sitting, it thinks I'm running. It's ridiculous. Ah, okay, okay. Let me see. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up right here. Would oh let me okay. Would you mind if I pulled it up on here? Or would you like me to do it more private? I'm cool doing it privately. I'm just asking. Let me see. Do, do, do. I think I got it. Yep, cool. Yeah, all right. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna save a couple of these pages out. That's cute. Oh, I recognize this drawing. Your alligator here. Okay. Let me save some of these real quick. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull them into a PSD. You are the first person to ask for notes while I'm on here. Okay. Let me see. Sorry. I accidentally closed it. What? can't provide a secure. Oh, that's why it's missing the HT. Oh my goodness. Come on, www. It's pain. Okay. Well, that's not working. So I'm going to use what I was able to save. Hold on one sec. Okay. Let me finish this because I'm going to open up a different page. All right. It's got thick neck. All right. Yeah, maybe I'll mess around with this guy later, especially this shirt. All right, there. Okay, let's open up a new PSD. All right. Okay. First thing, which is great, you have. I had to learn this. I actually got this from the feature head recruiter over at Netflix. Put your name on the bottom of every page, and you got your email. What will also help is if you put a small tad of information. So, got my name, studio, but then just writing a small, tiny bit of information. Lead characters and incidentals, special poses, and development. And that was it. Then I have like the logo over here. So, just in case, because this does happen a lot, is if someone's looking at your portfolio, they're not going to know if one page belongs to a particular project or if it's something completely different. So it's good to just let people know. Sometimes it just act like you're spoon feeding a 5-year-old. That's pretty much how you have to look at everything, aside from just making your portfolio as well as your artwork. It sounds crazy, but it's a great rule I actually learned from Mark McDonald, who I think he's still teaching over at Disney TV. But he said that. He told me that every drawing as well, it should be easily understood by a 5-year-old. But oh, I mean, look at that. You have it you have it right here. So the only thing, just put it down there on the black section. You'll be good to go too. Um, I'm just clicking through right now. This is what I got out. I was trying to go back in to save a couple more, and it didn't let me. Okay, this is something that took me a while to learn, which, I mean, some of these drawings, they definitely show it. Like, especially these. These are really cute and appealing. The more graphic stuff has always been a pain. I learned this from, God, what's that project? I think it was a Shadow Machine. It's very flat. It was on HBO. God, I don't remember what it's called. But I remember seeing the model sheets and realized that everything was drawn through a volume, every drawing, and they would just flatten things afterwards. And that was kind of like the last, it felt like a slap in the face because for the longest period of time, I used to draw volumetrically. And then I went to this graphic place where everything was just straight, and then I had to try to find a way to bridge those. And now I'm just going completely backwards and just constantly trying to think about volume and structure and just kind of how things just fit and they feel solid. Because on every project, you're going to have to draw volumetrically, at least in some place in your mind, because eventually characters have to turn. So you have to think that way regardless. But it's best to always practice that. Okay. All right, we'll start up here. Let me use a different brush. Oh crap. Okay, I don't got a lot of time, so I'm just gonna hit kind of some main points, some little things to focus on. But other than that, I mean, you have very appealing work. Now it's just like taking some of these things and just pushing little things for one, but and this is just for you, um, just so you might have something that's more solid. But then it's just filling in, like you were saying, the production side of things. You want to integrate that into your portfolio so when someone does see it, they know that you can do the job. So I mean, he looks sneaky here. That's what I'm pulling from this. But like, okay, the best thing, one of the best things I remember learning at Sony was there was this, there was a designer there, and she didn't do a whole lot of work, but her paintings were, they were really appealing, and they were very easily read. And I remember just looking at them and I was like, what the hell? Like, why are they so freaking clear? Like every single one of them. And I realized it was really simple. And it got me coming back to silhouette. And it's just this. So you have this hand here overlapping in front of the body. I mean, you have, all of this coming in front of the body here, the body somewhere there. I mean, it's just those little things like, in front of the arm. Cool. It's cool to have overlap. Don't get me wrong. But if you want something just to like instantly pop and read, because the majority of time that people actually look at your work, it's like 5 seconds. So, I mean, even if you were to, let's see, just pull that arm out from the body. I'm just trying to think volume. I mean, you can even you can pull these eyes up more. Here's another one. You can, pull everything up. Like everything wants to go in that direction. Let's see. Even the bottom lids. I don't know what the nose is. Let me zoom in. Okay, it is like a little triangle. So let's cheat the hair out the way a little. What are his pants doing? So they're kind of wrapped around. You're just starting to pull these things. Oh hey, what's up, dude? Um, so I mean, even if you wanted to as well, oops, I'm trying to copy duplicate this. Start to use that. I mean, this sounds crazy, but even if you were to use that warp tool, is it the warp skew? Skew, I think. Shit, I don't remember. Just to pull some of those angles, because that will help your poses. Angles, huge. But silhouette's another one. Just to pay attention to that. Oh, he's chasing him. All right. So okay. So if you look at his eyes, they're running, they're looking straight to the side, but his eyes they're kind of coming out in this direction. See, you might want to pull that. Wait, oh, hold on. Sorry, I'm trying to see the shapes here. Just trying to find like this rhythm. You want that stronger, you can use some straights here like that. I don't know what the hands are doing. But then we could even pull the head, the angle of the head. I don't know if it overlaps or if it doesn't. What's his mouth doing? Might be able to pull it. It's going to get pretty close. I want to leave some spacing in there. I don't want things to get too close. You could even pull this leg up more. Oh, let me go back to my stick figures. Secret, your secret tool, stick figures. The one thing people don't like using. I mean, look, you can already start to see where the feet will go. Stick figures are amazing. Get the back of his cranium. Since he's running, let's try to get some action in that hair. What the hell is. Hold on. Trying to understand how this will work. So that will overlap. Maybe something like that. This will get dragged. Come back here. So something like that. You can even add little you know, like dust, something, something to help with your story. Just you're making storytelling drawings. I mean, that's what you're doing. Okay, so let's see. Wait, what the hell happened there? Oh, my bad. Hold on, let me save this to my desktop before it disappears as well. Okay, so we got the sneaky kid here. What's his mouth doing? So maybe we really squash his eyes. You know, like really just. We could even do one of these. And then let's try to get him on like some plane. So something like that. This should be over a little. Um, yeah, I mean, this is the gist of it. Let me continue. Let me move on. These are very appealing. Here's something that's interesting is okay, you have your giraffe. See, now I'm just looking and I'm just thinking storytelling. You have your giraffe holding the mug using my goodness, the hooves as like hands or fingers. But here has no freaking idea how to hold a phone. So it's like to pick one. And maybe that is the thing that works against the character. For instance, if you needed like a pickpocket, like you had the world's most famous pickpocketer, but their hands are really big. How would they do that? So if you have this, very appealing giraffe, maybe you can play against this character so you'll come up with something interesting when you're working on a pose sheet. So how would they hold that exactly? Um, I don't think I need to draw on this one. I mean, because this one is really more just it comes down to thinking, but also is why are these are things I'm just looking at. Why are the eyes closed? Is there a reason for that? Could you change these expressions up? Um, if you really want to get the character thinking, I always tell people this. You know, just throw it on the side somewhere. If you put them in the middle, they look dead. If you move them a little in, they look like they're looking at you. It's just like something to get some life into your character. So, like, even this guy, you can have him looking right over to the side. And it looks like there's a thought process now in his head. Simplest thing. Let's see. Yeah, because I'm trying to figure out this hoof thing. Are the hooves? I have no idea. You just underneath, and they kind of just rest on the bottom of them. I don't know. This is something that feature, which they want interesting ideas. TV wants to know if you can copy the majority of the projects you're going to work on. If you become a lead, that's when you will get to develop the majority of the style because the showrunner will be involved, the art director will be involved, but then you get to conceptualize and kind of bring the whole thing together. But for the most part, the majority of jobs for TV, you're going to be working in someone else's style. So, okay, so like angles, instead of getting the feet planted like in the same area, you could have, so let's keep that foot there and then let's bring the other foot maybe just up a little so we get some volume. Because like what I was saying earlier is, oh, what's her hand doing? So it's somewhere like that. Um, Studios will want to see if you can draw volumetrically. You could group this whole hand together just as one shape. Let's give that wait, what's her nose doing? Okay. I'm gonna have this part stop right in the middle. We're gonna imagine like there's that plane, that bridge of the nose that goes up. Let's see. Are you still here, Abdullah? Let's let's force that over to the side. This is cute. Now maybe you get a wrinkle there. And then here's another one like have this eyebrow, mirror the bottom or the top, sorry, the top of the eyelid. It helps give it some structure. If you want to, you can always bring the nose down away from this eye as well. So that way it's not just sitting right against it. You see, like it's like hitting right there on the eye, just to give it some space. Maybe she has that the cheek. It's cute. Maybe you only see one foot. Hmm. Needs to be like a balance in shapes here. Maybe that comes up more. It's weird. Sometimes you can just feel things. It's an odd thing. I try to show a wide range of styles here. I don't know if it's showing. Yeah, I can definitely I can see it. I can see from this compared to this compared to where is he? From this and these ones. These I think these are your most appealing work. And not just because of the color. I really actually like this dude here. there's just a lot of really fun things going on, especially just shapes and the attitude and him right there. This one here reminds me of it's the Pixar movie, Luca. I think it was Luca. Um, Deanne. I think her name's Deanna Margulies or something. I believe she was the art director. I know she was the character lead on there, but this is in the realm of where a lot of even TV shows tend to look like. There's a bunch of them that look like that, especially with Disney. But there's something about this character on the far left, though. It's just fun. It's just a fun looking design. So, looking at this profile, I'm going to pull up another profile you did, and you're going to see the difference. This is something that we had an issue on DC Girls all the time. When I was looking at portfolios, I still see work like this all the time, and it's something I constantly try to remind people. But if you see this profile compared to this profile you did right here, it's it's literally up and down, and that's one thing you want to break. So we come back to him. There's so much nice things happening. You got you know all these shapes, and then I'm sure the back is just simple like this. You got the straights and curves here. You have the tapering going on. You have this angle happening. You could the only thing I would say is just bring the feet more more on a flat ground. Just act like there's if you can see what I'm doing there, like there's a ground plane that is just right above from being flat, so that way they look like they're standing on some ground, because he's so parallel. And then when you look at the feet, there's like this, you start to get it really pushed in perspective. But there's a lot of really good stuff. He's character is really appealing. The shapes are great. Whatever you did here, channel that into the rest of your work. Okay. So this is one. There is a video, I believe it's on YouTube, of Ricky Nierva, and he's talking about Up, and you have not Carl, the little kid. I forgot his name. Um, Geez, I forgot his name. Damn it. But he has badges all over. He's carrying all kinds of stuff on his clothes, and he has a net, and because he's a wilderness explorer. But there's one area on him that's missing something, and that's his heart, and he's missing a badge there, and that's when Carl gives him that, the great badge later in the movie. But there was a very particular storytelling point for that to be drawn in that way. And that's why that thing was missing. So when I look at this drawing, and this is just me just thinking about storytelling, because that's what we're doing. What Instead of what can you add, what can you take away and still have your character be whoever it is that you're trying to show who they are? So, I mean, if I'm looking at it, what is that? Like, it looks like it's a belt. I believe that's a belt, and then that's like a buckle with like horns, I think. But then that shape also looks like it could be a almost like a gun. But then I see the belt loops over there because I see this other part here. So I can just break up shapes. Um, a lot of folds there. Um, Soccer jersey, I'm guessing, but ripped. I'm just trying to put together who the character is. If I mean this over here is a lot more clear on the far right. So that is a belt buckle, but no belt, no rip in the collar anymore. The pants or the shorts are a lot simpler. See, it's just those things. Like if you were to take this drawing that you have here, the second one, show it to a kid and see what they say. You'll learn a lot about your own artwork really, really fast. Just about how direct and clear your drawings are. And it doesn't need to be crazy. It's just you're just going for clarity. Because for feature, I'm telling you, they literally will spend about 5 seconds on your drawing or less. They're literally sometimes just clicking, click, 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 and they're just going through drawing to drawing to drawing. So you have to have something that's just clear. Okay. So just keep an eye on this. This is just like a proportion thing. Very simple, but so you have the nose here about this size. You have the mouth almost about the same size. So just favor one or the other, from the nose to the mouth relationship. So you could just make it a little smaller, and just pull the corners up on the mouth just a tiny bit. If you do that, it will help get a little more feeling in there. Don't be scared about making bad drawings. Even rough drawings. Rough drawings are great to look at. Not everything needs to be colored. You're not going to even be coloring your own work. Um, for feature, they're kind of looking at that right now, to color work. But for TV, you won't. You won't be doing that. You just want to show them that you can draw in different styles and you can do the job. You can even send in some rough work. Send in, you know, a couple clean conceptual drawings, and the rest of it, just, you know, you can do rough work because they also sometimes, I believe half of the projects I've been on, we've had cleanup artists. The other half, we end up doing them ourselves. So let's see. Okay, we got this guy here. So maybe that comes this like that. Do you get that little cheek? So, okay. So if we were to break up things into shapes, now it's just like, how do these connect? I want to know how that head structurally connects to this jawline as well. So there is a plane change from that to there, and it's happening right there. So just the smallest change in direction on your line could help it give some structure as well. So like even like the eye, like your eyebrows, small change in direction here and there, but it starts to give it structure. You got a little kid here. So let's see. So let's see. Do 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 do. So you can even have like a little line to show the bottom lip. Now the pointy ears, is he an elf? Just curious. Cuz I would, you could even make them circles. Make them really soft. That was interesting. Her hands. I remember I did this and Joe Moser called me out on it a long while back. He said, when you're drawing kids, make sure their hands, don't get too big and they feel like kids. Oh, we don't want those shapes to get all. There you go. Trying to clear that up a little in there. You see it? There's like a tangent happening here. Little shapes there. Maybe we could get rid of that shape altogether. That was something I learned from Exploding Kittens. Was just yeah, that line should match up close to that one. Um, if there's tiny little shapes, just try to find ways to maneuver your other shapes so that way you can get rid of them. It reads more clearly. I mean, otherwise, if you look inside this area, there's like a little shape in there. So it's like two different colors. It would be like gold here, pink here, with the black line coming through from this area. So these these are fun. These are a lot of fun. I I don't know what I would say about these. I would try this just with this one right here. Just move that out of the way. Maybe over here. There. Other than that, no, these are your the expressions are a lot of fun. This would be just taking a lot of the stuff we were talking about earlier with the poses from like the kids, and just pulling some of those things apart so they're very clear. When I was doing post sheets before and expressions, I didn't tell anybody this, but because from being an animator beforehand, when I would go into expressions when I was doing design, I would always try to think of everything as squash and stretch. And that's how I just started doing a lot of things until I got comfortable drawing. So, for instance, like the character, oh, I see what this character is doing now. The bottom right drawing. Actually, here, look, watch, check this out. So if I were to take this, copy it, and then turn it, and take this head, pull that out this way. Wait, let me break that off. Okay. And then we take, I'm just gonna use brown. Just gonna have like a super stretched neck, but besides the point, we'll get rid of this. Whatever the hell's happening there, I don't really know. We'll even pull this jaw out. I don't know what's happening there. I'm just trying to make a point. I think that's there. Something like that. And then we just start to play with these things like I'm not necessarily caring about too much about the model exactly. I'm breaking it. I'm breaking it to get across a point. I want this character to look like they're running now. Now you got, the junk getting kicked up off the air. So if you compare this to this, so the reason why I bring this up is because and is if you were to go through your post sheets and just I mean it sounds so uh, ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie, but just write a word next to it, something that is just very simple: reading, sitting, running, jumping, mad, because everybody gets mad in different ways, relaxing, top right, interested, top left, scared. It's just bottom left. See, it's like those, like, what's the character doing? Like, be so specific and make a storytelling drawing. Because when you do a post sheet, everything should help define who the character is. That is something I looked for. It's something that everybody looks for, because when you get a special pose, you're getting, sometimes the boards are really rough. Let me see if I have something so I can show you, so I don't sound crazy. Um, I might have something actually. Okay, here I have this one drawing here. I'll show you. This was on Proud Family. Okay, so we had this board, and she's standing straight up and down. It's very stiff. Some gunk fell on her. Everyone else looks kind of shocked. I mean, and sometimes these are the boards you get. As you can tell, like the character in the bottom left, his head is huge compared to how he actually is drawn for the show. But there's these little things. It's like, how do you find tiny little ways to help give it life? Because that's all you got. You have then your model. So you bring it into your file, front view and 3/4. And then you take that, and then it's just trying to pull some of the things that you have learned into it. Oops. What color is that? So I mean, I had her head, still very stiff, straight, left to right, but then I had these angles that were coming all the way down, because I wanted her to feel like slouch, like she's defeated, like she just got hit by this. I don't know what the hell. Oh, milkshake. It was a milkshake that hit her. So it was just like this droopy, just like, Ugh, that just happened to me. So it's trying to live in those tiny moments because your post sheets in your portfolio are going to help dictate that. And this is what you do the majority of the time when you're in TV. So, like, you know, um, running, that's what I was thinking when I saw that. I was like, oh, if you turn that sideways and play around with a couple little things, you can maybe make them look like they're running. I mean, it's very clear. Maybe this is just me just thinking, because it's like, why is the character's mouth open? Who knows? Maybe the character screams when they run every time for some weird reason. It's like fainting goats or those other ones that laugh all crazy, But that's that character specific thing. Every time the character runs, the character screams. Okay, last one because I do got to jump off. I didn't realize the time. This back quarter looks pretty good. Just move a couple little things over. So the 3/4, bring that down just for spacing. You want things to breathe. Now we need to. Yeah, it sure does fly by. So it turns. I always tell people just imagine that they're like on a lazy Susan. That was the best description I ever got when I was figuring out turns, especially with their feet. Oh, if you really want to keep it solid, like really solid, hold on. All right. So it should be a little higher. It's pretty close. So I'm guessing the hair, yeah, it's pretty much about the same size on both sides. So in order to like really force this idea that you're more in a 3/4, maybe this side's longer than this side, to the head, because perspective and whatnot. So start to get more of a 3/4 going on here. Might be able to pull that foot down more. Okay. I think that's all I got for today. Abdullah, yo, touch base with me after, because I would love to chat with you about this. We can go over it some more if you're up for it. But I do have to bounce. if this ever saves. Oh yeah, no, no, no. Well, thank you for you're the first one who was brave enough to share some work so I can doodle over it during this. So, but not just keep at it. Oh yeah, what was working with Joe Mosier like? Well, he mentored me. I worked at Sony while he was at Sony. Um, it was enlightening. It was enlightening. It, that that dude is like the master of like appeal and cute. Oh my goodness, his drawings are just they're so damn appealing. Um, when I worked with him at Sony, it was intimidating. I'm not gonna lie because I saw the amount of work he did, but it also led me to go ask him how the hell he was doing so much work, which opened up my eyes to how to get out more work, especially for feature. So that was a good thing to pick up. Um, but it's inspiring. It's humbling and inspiring when you see someone who's just really, really good. But yeah, great person. I mean, I haven't worked with him on a project though. I've only worked with Kelman on we worked on Gilman's, but I haven't worked with Joe yet. Um, yeah, no, not yet, not yet. But all right, let me see. If I close that before everyone sees what the hell I'm working on there. Uh oh. No one look at that. Okay, cool. Um, thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out. Yeah, no, no. Well, thank you for checking in. I'm sorry about oh, wrong way. The ugly ass looking blanket in the back. I hope your eyes weren't distracted by that thing. It is warm, I must say. It is warm, our guest blanket. But yeah, until next time. I'm gonna try to jump on more often now. And I guess we'll just see where it goes from there. But if anybody has any requests, Abdullah, appreciate you for reals. I don't know why I've been really wanting to just like you know give back. I mean, that was the whole reason why I did this in the first place. So the fact that you are willing to share your work for me to go through it means a lot, and I hope it was helpful. I'll touch base through Instagram, and we could chop it up on there. So yeah. Till next time, thank you everyone.